All right, y'all know what time it is, man. We back a week later. At least I think it's a week later, man. Talking about this Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra and how your boy feels about it after it being in your pocket for a week. Yes, I've been using it. All right, the iPhone is sitting on SOS mode. I have not been using it. There is no line in here. I'm not fooling y'all. All right, I got the whole ecosystem. I got the buds. I got the watch. What more you want? You won't get me in the Android tablet. But let's go ahead and talk about it, man. A week later, with the S25 Ultra, lifelong iPhone user switches to shock faced emoji thumbnail. Yeah, we ain't doing none of that, man. My technical team, all right, for people who don't know that, had my stutter on right there. But your boy likes to have these conversations with you, just like we enjoying a nice glass of bourbon. So if you're a bourbon drinker, man, let me know in the comment section down below which one you vibe with. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first thing that I love about the S25 Ultra. I had a friend over here last night. That sounded weird. I had friends over last night for the Super Bowl, and my homegirl, that's a diehard Android user, said, T, what is your favorite feature? Your favorite thing about the S25 Ultra? And I said, you know what? This may sound crazy. It might make the phone sound boring, but it's going to be the design. The design of this thing is just chef's kiss, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. Now, the S24 Ultra was a good design. Yes, we all know that. Man, I'm not comparing this to the S24 Ultra. I know a lot of people out there will have you thinking this phone is boring or not good because it's an iterative upgrade from the S24 Ultra. Everybody is not upgrading from an S24. Some people are coming from a 20, a 21, an old Note, an old S device. Just talk about the device for what it is. And this thing feels immaculate in hand. Just the way everything is squared off, the straight edges, the display just being flat. Thank you for finally getting rid of those curved displays. I know we had it with the S24 Ultra, but thank you again. All right, when it came to the 25, we just love a good flat display. Now I know you're like, T, wait a minute, that screen has a whole bunch of glares. I am running a screen protector, all right? I don't have the anti-glare goodness. I like to keep my stuff protected, all right? If you want to know what screen protector I'm using, I'll pop it up down below. Ain't about that, all right? But I'm using a screen protector. But just love this design. Lightweight, boxy feel. Feels really good in your hand, especially if you're a person who loves to have a big phone in your hands. I feel like that experience is just good. But before we continue on, you know I got to talk about my cases. You know I'm an accessory head. And the thing about cases for this S25 Ultra is I like to use something thin. I don't want to mess up the feel of this phone in hand. I wanted to keep that nice squared off design, and a huge shout out to Benks with their Armor Air in that Aurora colorway. So if you're a person who loves thin cases and you really want to feel your device, you want to keep those nice square edges real clean, you might want to go ahead and check this out, man. Coming with a super minimalist design. Of course, you're going to have that very nice quality metallic camera ring cutout. When it comes to your cameras, all the necessary cutouts, nice snug fit on the phone. Also comes in this nice Aurora colorway that kind of mimics the Northern Lights, if that's your thing. And last but not least, what every case needs to have out there, since Samsung didn't put the magnets in the phone, you already know this case has MagSafe to hold you down for all of those MagSafe goodies. So go ahead and check yourself out, one man. Benks Armor Air in the Aurora colorway. Use code technically T15 to get 15% off of your case. So enjoy your S25 Ultra, but at the same time, keep it protective and something slim so you can still enjoy that body of the S25 Ultra. All right, enough of all that. Let's go ahead and get into the video again. So yeah, the design of this, I absolutely love. Just feels good in the hand. Can't beat it. Now, moving along, talking about that display. Okay. Now, for everybody asking, I am using Smart Launcher. I know a lot of people always going to ask, what's your setup? I'm using Smart Launcher, so that's why mine looks a little bit different. But when you throw this thing on that Quad HD setting, and of course, when you get your phone, if you're first getting it, it's going to come just in full HD. Change that thing to Quad HD so you can go ahead and get that full immersiveness, and don't worry about the battery. Although you might should, because we're going to talk about that battery here in a little bit. But just love the display. 8-bit, 10-bit, nobody cares what bit, all right? It's a good display. Enjoy it. So vibrant, so nice. I love viewing content on this thing. Just watching YouTube is such a pleasure. With the design of the phone and the weight of it, it just makes it a little bit easier when it comes to viewing YouTube content and different things like that. So the build quality, I feel like there is nothing different that Samsung needs to do when it comes to the build. They just absolutely knocked it out the park. Now, Let's talk about one of the second things that I'm finding really amazing to use, especially coming from someone who uses iOS, who uses iPhone, where iOS 18, guess what? It just ain't hitting. iOS is not hitting like it used to hit when we're talking about terms of reliability, but this One UI 7 just has been absolutely amazing. Everything about this thing has just been perfect. It looks good. Yes, I am running a custom launcher, but this thing has just been nothing but smooth for me when it comes to everything. It's just spot on. Just nothing smooth. Everything has just been so smooth. I haven't had that many lags, no glitches, no anything like that. Everything feels so crystal smooth. The customization, the drop down window is just very nicely laid out, very clean. Of course, you don't have to use a custom launcher like myself. I just prefer different looks when it comes to my home screen. You can, of course, use One UI, especially get that good lock installed to where you can use, I forgot what the app is, to where you can use custom launchers, custom icons with your stock launcher, with One UI factory launcher. So you can do that however you want to. Like I said, if you guys want to see a customization video, some things that you can do to kind of sauce up your phone's experience, let me know in the comment section down below, and I would be glad to give you a customization video, because that's one thing that I love when it comes to Androids. Now, gaming. The reason why I'm mentioning gaming is because I'm a person who don't even game. All right, I'm gonna be real with you. I have a few games here and there, but I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. I downloaded Asphalt before this video, at least a couple hours earlier today, and I was playing it just to see what the gaming experience was, because I had some people out there saying that the gaming experience was not good when they're comparing this to other phones side by side. See, here's the issue when it comes to that. You have people saying that it's not as good as this, it's not as good as that. But when you're talking about just you having this phone, the average person going into a T-Mobile or AT&T or of whatever, Verizon, and going to get this phone, and they are a game player, guess what? They're gonna have a damn good experience when you're talking about gaming. There's nothing wrong with gaming on this, man. Loading up Asphalt, because you know that's like a super labor-intensive game. This thing doesn't hiccup. So I don't know where this notion is that gaming really isn't good. When it comes to this, gaming has been absolutely perfect, and there's no issue with gaming. Once again, I'm not going to stay on that too long, because guess what? I'm not a gamer. So a lot of you are. If you want to see everything about gaming, you might have to go watch my guy Ed on the board at work, man. He'll give you everything you know when it comes to gaming. Same thing when it comes to cameras. Cameras is something that I don't really talk about a lot, because guess what? You can pick up any one of these flagships and get a good camera experience when you want to. All right. The interface now is a lot more cleaner. I can appreciate that. It's not so mumbled and jumbled up. Camera interfaces need to be very simple. All of your settings need to be there when you want them to be there. And I feel like that's exactly what Samsung did with this S25 Ultra. Not really so much that, but with One UI. But the pictures, I'll just throw a few pictures up here. It may have been the same pictures that I did in my last video over, because guess what? I don't get too involved in seeing what camera takes the best pictures and different things like that. If you're watching this, 9 times out of 10, some of you might be techies. Other people are going to be your average person. I hate to say average and average consumer. You're going to be a regular person going out there getting this phone. Guess what? It's going to take plenty of pictures of what you need to do. The older I get, I know it's about capturing the moment. If my son is playing, have a fun moment, guess what? If I can snap that picture in his moment of having fun, that's what it's all about, capturing that moment. This camera is going to give you all the quality that you need for whatever you need to do. Also, I did a little quick video here just so you can test out the front-facing camera in 4K. You guys let me know what you think about the quality. I feel like the video was okay. Nothing groundbreaking, but I feel like it's okay. You go ahead and check it out real quick.
All right, so doing a quick little test, man. Walking to go grab some lunch. Doing a quick little 4K HDR. How was it handling the exposure? You know what I mean? You want to do all that? I'm looking over here. The camera lens is clearly over here, but this is 4K HDR. You can see it's 4K, man, because I had a little breakout around my hairline, and you can actually see that. So that's telling you the details is there. So I'm walking at a, regular pace. So y'all let me know how it looks. I think it looks pretty good from the viewfinder, so I don't know. Y'all let me know, man. 4K HDR. This is the front-facing camera on the S25 Ultra.
So that's the quality of the front-facing camera. Once again, that's videos that I don't normally do, but I said, you know what? I'm walking to lunch. Let me go ahead and just snap a quick video just to see how this performance is. Now, one thing that's super big and important to me is going to be biometrics. And the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner is just works like a charm. And this is even with a with a tempered glass screen protector. And it just works fine. It works super fast. Once this bad boy learns it, it's just boom, instant, open. Same thing with your face unlock. I think I have boom, face unlock. If you look at it, let me pause it again. Look it up. Boom, face unlock. Biometrics, perfect. Don't let people out there say that biometrics isn't good. I know sometimes when you're in the dark, it may tend to be a little bit slower, but guess what? That's why you got your fingerprint scanner. And that's why if you're in the dark, boom, use your fingerprint scanner, you're good. You don't got anything to worry about. So biometrics, in my opinion, works perfectly fine. Love it. I like to mention biometrics because that's important. And when you're talking about getting an access in your phone every single time. So that's very important that you do need to touch on biometrics ever so slightly. And let's talk about one thing that if I could say something that isn't really that great for me right now, battery life. Now, I don't know what people do out there when it comes to the battery life. When it comes to Samsung devices, I know what I'm doing. I've owned Samsung devices for a very long time, but I just cannot seem to get great battery life on my Samsung devices. Now, if I'm leaving out of the house around 5 o'clock in the morning, that's when I leave out, get to my office around 6. The thing I hate about Android and Samsung devices is it just drops off 100% super quick. Now, some will argue with you that's the right way to do it. iPhone kind of lingers on 100% a little too long and then falls off the cliff. Whereas Samsung drops off the cliff, but they don't roll down as fast, if you get what I'm saying. But when it comes to the battery, and I can't really give you a gauge now where it's been today, but I feel like it is getting better. But I'm just not getting that full 24 hours going into the second day type battery that I could potentially get on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. Battery has been good, but I feel like it just isn't great from my experience. From my experience, I'll probably pop up a screenshot of a day that I had maybe last week. I need to start taking screenshots of the battery just so I can talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it too much. It's been about a week. You know, people say it's myths when they say, hey, give the battery a week or so and it's going to break in. I'm gonna give it another week or so and let me see if the battery is getting better because I feel like it is slowly getting better when it comes to the battery life. So overall, how am I liking the S25 Ultra? I'm absolutely loving it. All right. There is some frustrating things that I run into, especially being a predominantly iPhone iOS user, because I'm so invested in the ecosystem. And we'll talk about that in another video. I don't want to bore you guys talking about that right now, but I am going to talk about some of the frustrations of coming from an iPhone to an S25 Ultra because everything isn't smooth. All right. There's some things that just can't be replicated on an iPhone. But so far, I'm loving this thing. I'm loving the lightweight. When you pick up an iPhone, I really feel like you can feel the weight of this. And there is a weight difference when it comes to both of these devices. But I just love it. The display is such a pleasure to look at. The edge-to-edge display just gives you an illusion of just such a nice quality panel. Absolutely love it. Cameras seem very solid. Performance and One UI, the reliability is just spot on. No issues at all. And I just really like what they have going on. The customization, the openness, the freeness that you feel when you're using the Android device, you just can't replicate that. And when you pick up an iPhone, it feels like an old sidekick from T-Mobile, G1 Flick, the little sidekicks. You know what I'm talking about, man. But if you have an S25 Ultra, man, let me know in the comment section down below. How are you liking it? I'm overall good with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. Like I stated, there are some frustration points coming from an iPhone, going to a Samsung. We will talk about that in maybe my next Samsung video, but let me know. I'm loving it. If you're thinking about upgrading this thing from an S24, you don't need to unless you're a techie. Anything before that, you're getting a great phone. Don't let nobody tell you. Just like the S24 won all these awards as phone of the year, guess what? This thing can win as well because it's just that much more refined. And I think once you start using it, you'll see those subtle refinements and they all add up to result in a great device, which is the S25 Ultra. So if you're thinking about getting it, you don't know, you're coming from an older device, look, if you need a phone, you're thinking about it, go out there and get it, especially if you're already invested in the Samsung ecosystem, especially if you're familiar with the S platform, you're not going to be disappointed with it. A1 device. Don't let people think this thing is a mediocre device. So go ahead and check it out, man. Some links down below. If you want to check out this screen protector that I got, I'll should have popped that link, you know, in case you want to keep your screen protected like your boy, but also lock in because I do have tons of boxes of accessories over here for the S25 Ultra, man. Let me know what it like, man. If you want to catch that video, I'll pop it right here in that corner. I'll get it y'all next time. Later.